Up next, we hop into the Premier League. In England, we have the game of game. Tomorrow is the match everybody's been waiting for. Manchester City hosting Arsenal. Many people consider this game as the title decider. I'm not necessarily sure it is a title decider, really. Depending who wins, really, I think if Man City wins, it's over for Arsenal, really. If Arsenal wins, I still don't think it's over for Man City, just because I think Man City, based on their schedule, they can literally beat everybody else on that schedule. And I'm not so sure Arsenal can beat everybody else on the remaining schedule. So, it's really depending. But if City wins, it's pretty much over for Arsenal. But nonetheless, tomorrow is the match of match in the Premier League. Had Arsenal win the last 3 games, they would have come into this game with house money, really, with no pressure at all, pretty much. But because they've been dropping points left and right, they draw against Liverpool. They also draw against Southampton. What am I missing? They also draw in between. So they've dropped like 6 points recently that they could not afford to lose. And also now Arsenal is still first, but they have 2 games more than City. So City is pretty much 2 matches in hand. And now they only 5 points behind Arsenal. So even if City loses, that's what I'm saying, even if City loses, they can still win the title. But if Arsenal loses, it's over because of, I think City is gonna roll over all the oppositions. And those 2 games in hand really benefit City the most. Tomorrow is going to be the match that decide, I think, Arsenal fate. Now, some people say that if Arsenal doesn't win the title, that means Manchester United had a better season than Arsenal. I mean, we can debate, is it true that Arsenal now winning the title makes their season worse than Man United? Because Man United won the Carabao Cup already. I understand the argument saying that if Arsenal doesn't win the title, the season will be worse than United because United has won at least 1 trophy. And they're in the final for the other one. Now, I don't think they will beat City in the final, but it is a cup final. Anybody can win, but the odds are City might win that trophy. But yeah, I understand the argument. I think for Arsenal, it will leave a sour taste in their mouth, if they don't win anything this season now. Now, you fight the whole season and you finish second. You don't get a trophy for finishing second. That's the problem. So, really, at the end of the season, you're not going to have anything to show for the hard work you did throughout the season. Whereas Man United can literally show Carabao Cup. And City basically will be able to show the league title. So, yeah, I understand the argument. But that's not... The point today is City against Arsenal. I think City comes in cooling with the house money. Because once they play home, so they have the home advantage. The fans are going to be on the crowd, on the stand. And even if they lose, they still have a game in hand. And Arsenal, I think, will drop some point before the end of the season. Arsenal has 6 games remaining in the Premier League, and City has 8 games remaining. So is Arsenal going to go 100% from now to the end of the season? Because that's what they need to do. And hope they defeat City, or City lose to somebody else. And I don't really see that happening. Unless maybe Champions League help Arsenal a little bit. Meaning, in the Champions League match against Real Madrid, if Manchester City, let's say they don't win the first match against Real Madrid, or they're in a bad situation, are they going to sacrifice the Premier League match that's in between the second leg against Real Madrid and at the Etihad, or are they going to decide to play the starting 11 for that league game and also play the same starting 11 for the match against Real Madrid? So it's going to depend. If City defeated Real Madrid, or they're not in a bad shape, they can afford to rest their players in the league game that's in between the two, and now Arsenal's going to be in trouble. But if Real Madrid defeats City heavily or in a bad position, Arsenal can have a chance that City will rest some of the players to try to get back at Real Madrid, and that could play for Arsenal in Arsenal's favor. So those are things we need to look out for. Those little things, little tweaks. Who's going to rest? Who's going to be available? We know Saliba is not going to play for Arsenal. That's a big bummer, although Ben White is good. But it's not like Saliba. Saliba has been really untouchable this season, and City is coming in pretty much full squad. City pretty much has 2 or 3 full squads, really. Unlike Arsenal, who doesn't have that luxury. They have a starting 11, and let's say 2 or 3 good players coming off the bench that can make a difference. But other than that, they can't compete. And I saw the combined starting 11 earlier this morning between Arsenal and City. There were only 3 Arsenal players and that combining 11. I think it was Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, and who else was in that combined 11? I forgot who else was it, and that was it. 3 out of 11 were Man City players. So it's going to be up to City to decide how they're going to do this game, but everybody can see City's heavily favorite at home. Erling Haaland. Arsenal is not a type of team that can lock anybody down in defense, prevent you from scoring goals. So it should be on paper, should have a lot of goals. But now when you start saying that, you happen to jinx the game, and we can see a 1-0 or 0-0. I don't see a 0-0 happen, although it was super help Arsenal to get at least a point in this game. I think City's going to come in full steam, trying to destroy and make a huge statement against Arsenal, telling them, we're the boss, we let you guys play from the beginning of the season to now. Now the game is over, let the big boys step in. But we never know. Football is football, and I kind of hope Arsenal wins so for the excitement to continue to the end of the season. Because if City win this game, it's pretty much over. So we see tomorrow, like I say, 2100 in the UK time. We see who's going to win between Arsenal and Manchester City. If I'm going to make a quick prediction, I'm going to say City has the advantage because they have the better players all across the pitch. They play home, and they're the more experienced team, and they have the better coach of the two. So pretty much City everywhere. They're the best striker, pretty much the best midfielder, the best defenders, and the best coach, and they play home. So City should win the team and have the best momentum. They've been winning while Arsenal has been drawing the last few weeks. So City should win this game, but doesn't mean they're going to. We're going to see what happens tomorrow. And yeah, and we also have some few other games tomorrow. We have Nottingham Forest playing Brighton, West Ham playing Liverpool, Chelsea playing Brentford tomorrow, and Thursday, Everton, Newcastle, Southampton, Bournemouth, Tottenham playing Manchester United. But the focus is tomorrow at the Etihad, City facing Arsenal. Let me know who you got between the two, and I'll see you guys on the next one.